Well, Billy, the streak comes to an end tonight for the Mavericks. Did not go the way we planned it to go tonight.
No, it did not. It did not. I wasn't aware until they made it known in the throughout the broadcast that the Blazers were coming in on a 3-game winning streak, Mavs on a 4-game winning streak. So 2 teams streaking in the right direction. Lots of star power tonight, man. Lots of star power. The Stars came and did what we expected them to do tonight.
Did they?
Yes, they did.
Well, you're right. The Stars came. The Stars were out tonight. They were out tonight.
Yes,
they came
they were.
through and well, one set of Stars did win tonight, and that was the Portland TrailBlazers, Billy.
Yeah, they did. Listen, Dame Lillard, man. We all know what he's capable of doing. I thought the Mavericks did a pretty good job on him in the first half, man. I think he was like 6 or 17 in the first half. They really held him in check for the most part. But that second half, man, that's where he makes his money, especially that fourth quarter. And he came up with some big shots when it mattered. There were a couple of little questionable things that happened there at the end. But, for the most part, man, when it came down to it, we had an opportunity. We all knew it was coming. I knew what the shot was. I called it from the time he brought it up the floor. Now, I will say this, and I'm speaking for all the FFLs out here tonight when I say this. Dame is a front runner. Let me tell you that. I don't care what I say. He's a front runner. Okay. He's a front runner. He's a front runner. Okay. I have to say that. But here's the thing. We knew what was going to happen.
And your nephew isn't? And your nephew isn't?
No, he hardly gets the calls that he deserves. What do you mean? What do you mean? He's far from that, man. But I'll say this. We knew what was going to happen. Nobody else was going to shoot that ball. To go to the basket. This is what he does. I knew it was going to be a step back. I kept yelling, get up on him, get up on him. I wouldn't have even mind running a double at him and forcing someone else to shoot that ball.
You already know who the ball was going to if they forced a double, and he had a little bit of a high hand.
Who, Mr. 15-point Melo?
Yeah, you knew who was going to.
Oh, you know I expected more.
It would have had to be whoever's guarding Melo would have had to come off and help.
Yeah, but you know what? But Melo hadn't been shooting the ball well in the fourth quarter. I'm not even sure that he was really taking shots like that. And the thing is, everyone, even the Blazers, knew Dame was going to take the shot. So I would have rather forced it out of his hand and make somebody else hit it. If Trent Jr. hits it, okay. If Melo hits it, okay. You just can't let Dame take and make that shot because that's the only person.
It was one-on-one. What can you do? But you know what we got to get to. Let's for the people who missed it. Let's go ahead and watch it. Here we go right here. Mavericks got off to an okay start, I would say, just about. Dame Lillard started off slow, had a little run-in with the referees tonight in the first quarter.
Yeah, you don't talk crazy to that ref. What, Scott Foster? You don't talk crazy to him.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this Scott Foster guy. Not a fan at all. Not a fan at all. Just not a fan of that guy. I hate when he's calling games. Here we go right here. Dame. Is this one of his threes tonight? What we got here? Yep, that's one of them. I thought that was one of them. KP is soft. Why he won't finish in the paint? Oh.
Don't even worry about that. I'll handle that. That's part of my big discussion. I have that. Don't worry about that. I'll handle that here in just a minute.
Okay. You got to handle that here in just a minute. Okay. Here we come around here. Luka. You got Luka. Luka had 44 tonight. Your nephew.
Yeah, he played well, man. He was trying to make it back over to Dub City, and I got a text from him earlier, man. But it doesn't look like we're going to be able to make it tonight.
No. We're snowed in anyway. Dub City's closed, man. We snowed in. Dub City's closed now. We're not gonna be able to make it tonight. Rain
that's
check.
Fine.
That was a nice step through by Luka. That was a nice step through by Luka on that put in. But here's the guy right here. Here he is right here. I mean, taking and making shots. Melo, My guy Melo. We got Gavin Dawson coming up here in a little bit. And I can't wait to ask him how he feels about having a guy like Carmelo Anthony, who he does not like, out there cooking for his TrailBlazers. Can't wait to ask him that. Put him in the hot seat a little bit. Oh, Bello. Here he. Oh, listen, I texted to you. Look, Carmelo Anthony had a dream that Messi Cleveland was sticking him, and he fulfilled that dream tonight.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. You're supposed to cook, Maxie.
Shout out to Trey Diller, who says 9 out of 10 times Luka hits that shot. Talking about the shot at the end, which we'll get here in just a little bit. Yeah, Melo, look at him. Get big. Melo out here getting big in the paint. Look out. Get big, son. That's what he say.
He's also one of those front runners, but carry
on. Here we go.
He's also a front runner. Yeah.
Come on, Maxie. I don't know why they kept leaving him one-on-one with Melo. Barbecue chicken. Chris Staff. You got Chris. Your girl, Big Stop. Is he keeping his name tonight?
No. Tonight he was Christopher with the C. He was Christopher with the C tonight. Yeah. No more Big Staffs. That was short-lived.
Oh no.
Yeah. I tried to give him some extra juice, man. He didn't want it. But
no.
There's a little more. There's a little more to that story. We'll share that later.
Robert Covington had a good game tonight too. This is at the end of the second quarter. Luka got really hot right here. I mean, he made everything he put up. It went in. Right here, everything he put in went up. It just went in. Here goes another one. Right before the end of the half. Well, pow, in your face.
Yeah, he was cooking Dame, man. But you know what? I'll say this. I have to put a lot of respect on Dame Lillard, man, for being the one to actually go out there and check Luka. And had he not gotten early foul trouble, I think he would have continued to go check him, man. I mean, I know Covington guarded him late, and they switched off. I think Trent Jr. picked him up a little bit, but Dame took that as his personal assignment tonight, man. You have to give credit for that. You have to give credit and respect that.
Yeah, Dame took the man was on fire tonight. Here's another guy, Gary Trent.
Yeah. I mean, and these are contested shots they're hitting, man. These are not just wide open looks. They're just tonight they hit shots, man. They look like the Mavericks from the other night. Didn't matter if you were guarding them, if you weren't guarding them. They were knocking them down. And in this NBA, when you can hit the three-point shot, man, you have a chance. You have a chance.
Dame right here coming around, getting to the basket. Oh, with ease on that one. Here he is again, getting back to the basket. What did Dame give you tonight? Dame gave you 34 tonight, I think. He gave you 34 tonight. 34. Luka with 44. Here he is right here again out here. He steps back. I believe that's one of them. And that was in the third quarter. That wasn't even the big one.
Yeah. Oh, and this kid, yeah. Let's talk about him too, man. He played well tonight.
Who's that? Simons?
Anthony Simons. Yep. Anthony Simons. Yep.
Yeah, that's my guy out of Florida. I remember watching him in the tournament.
Yeah, he played.
I remember watching him in the tournament. Yes, I do remember him.
Yeah. And well, as we're letting these highlights go through and the people continue to watch them, Anthony Simons, you just mentioned he was you watched him play in the tournament, meaning, and it sounded like it was pretty recent, meaning he's a young guy. From what they tell me, a word on the street is that Tyrell Terry and Josh Green and some of these guys can play. But I haven't seen them at the AAC lately. Anybody want to explain where those guys are? Or
they went to the G League, but Tyrell Terry's been balling in the G League, and I think they called him back up. You got Chris Stapps. I said there goes you got Chris Stapps.
Yeah, I see that. I was being totally sarcastic about that. I'm really making reference to how pissed off I am that other guys can let their young guys come in and contribute. And our guys are never any good. They're never good enough to actually get playing time. They have to play the G League for 14 years, and then we use them in their later years. I'm so sick of the same trend.
Man, you sound really pissed off about that.
I am, man. When you look at another team that is pretty much constructed kind of the same way you are. You have one big superstar and you have a lot of 3-and-D guys built the exact same way, and they use their guys.
Okay, here we go.
Guys. Go ahead.
Here goes Luka getting to the basket easily, but here comes the play that we're all that. Here it comes right here. He hit Luka right there. Comes off with a bow, and then Johnson gets it. Okay, now we're at 121. Now here comes the play right here. I mean, I don't think you get a better look at the basket than this right here.
No, perfect play design. You can't ask for a better look than that. Yeah.
They get it, and they run the clock out as the Portland TrailBlazers defeat the Dallas Mavericks. They're late in that game. So talk to me, Billy, as we're about to be on standby here for the General Gavin Dawson.
Well, I'm sure. I'm sure the general will be happy to kind of add on to what we're saying here, and I can't wait to hear what he has to say about this, and especially tonight. But Walt, I have a real deal issue tonight with our head coach, Mr. Carlisle. Yeah, Mr. Carlisle. And here's the deal. And I saw this on Twitter. I saw it on Facebook. Here's what people are going to do tonight. Everyone's going to look at KP and say he gave us 18 points. He's so soft. He can't do this. I saw people clowning him for letting Melo guard him in the corner at one point in the game. Here's what goes on, man. A guy like KP, you got to get him in rhythm. I do not understand why the Dallas Mavericks do not seem to run plays for KP to get him involved early and often. They bring him down. His job is to just run the floor, float to the perimeter, and he just stands there. He sets an occasional pick from time to time, but is stand out on the perimeter, jack up threes. Even when he got the ball against smaller defenders, when you're out of sync, and I keep telling people this, I played basketball, man. I wasn't a professional player, man, but I have common sense. If you're out of sync and you're not in the flow of a game, man, when it does come to you, you're not going to make quick, decisive decisions in the flow of the game. It's like, oh, shit, the ball's in my hand. What am I supposed to do with it? That's what we saw from KP. You saw him look dejected. You saw him look frustrated tonight. The man just gave you 36 points just a couple of nights ago. You mean to tell me you can't run plays to get him involved early and often? Your coach has got to utilize KP. You've got to utilize him. Stop thinking Luka is the end all of everything. That's not what it is. I can't saying that enough.
So you're upset with the way Luka was used tonight, or you feel like they didn't give KP enough shine tonight?
KP did not get enough shot attempts, man. It's like, and even, okay, I don't expect KP to take as many shots as Luka Doncic, okay? I don't think anybody does. Luka should get the bulk of the shots. I get it. But KP, I told you this the other day, Walt, he's not just a guy who's, he's just some random role player. This dude is he was borderline superstar before he got here. You got to keep that in mind. This dude is an alpha, man. You got to find a way to run plays and get it to him. I see Mitch's comment here. He said 3 shoot over the top. Yeah, that all sounds cute and stuff, man. But it's about getting in a flow. We know he can shoot over people, but when you're not in a flow, it doesn't work, man. They got to find a way to get KP in the flow of the basketball game. It is imperative, or this team will go right back to losing the way it was before. They've got to find a way.
He hopped on for a second, but he'll be right back. It came up. I think he was trying to hook up his camera. Of course, you know what we got to go to. Let's go to the numbers. I meant to tell you, man, the kickbacks were back tonight.
Yeah, I saw that.
Josh Richard had the kickbacks on.
Yeah. Those kick door sevens, man. He should have left those in the locker room. He did not play well tonight at all. I saw him get a couple of buckets, but just as a whole, man, if we're going to look at the Mavericks tonight, man, they shot the ball. I think if I remember correctly, they were 14.
Hold on one second, Billy. Hold on.
I feel it.
Here it is. It is here. It is here. It is time. The General Gavin Dawson is joining us right here live on the Mavericks play TrailBlazers postgame show. How the hell are you, man?
I'm fantastic. How are you guys?
We're good. We're good. We're
doing good, man.
We got your TrailBlazers here defeating the Dallas Mavericks, man, and of course, we got to talk to you about that. But first question I got to ask you, first and foremost, how does it feel to have my guy Carmelo Anthony doing work for your TrailBlazers? I know how much of a big Carmelo Anthony fan you are, and I just want to hear from you.
Hey, man, it's great to hear from you. It's an honor and a pleasure to be on Best for Business. Billy, how the hell are you? Good to see you, man.
Hey, man, I'm doing well, man. Glad to see you, man.
He's become a hater. He's become a hater in his older days, Gavin. Watch out.
Good, man. We got to keep it interesting. I love having Carmelo Anthony on the team. Once Lillard and everybody embraced him, and he embraced a different kind of role. I think it's been great to have him, and as a sixth man or as a more of a reserve player this year, it's even better. And as you saw tonight, he can still give you something if you're struggling to find a bucket. Just throwing it to Carmelo and letting him work, still not a bad idea.
Damian Lillard is tearing it up over there. We see Dame time a lot. I know you guys are loving that over in your hometown of Portland.
Well, yeah, that is my hometown. I mean, I'm just as much of a Mavs fan now, but it's awesome to watch Lillard, and it's amazing to have him, representing any organization just because of the character of who he is, and the kind of competitor and kind of leader he is, and the example that he set on the court and off. I think he's right up there with Dirk as far as being the ideal superstar that a team in a city can be proud to have him from the day you drafted him.
Aside from your accolades, which is why we got you here today, but there's another reason why we got you here today, and that's your fandom for the Dallas Mavericks. As we can hear it on 105.3, the fan on what's that, about 2 to 7 every day?
Yes, sir, 2 to 7.
And
Radio.com, Twitch TV, we're there.
You guys, you are the biggest Mav fan, I believe, bigger than Mike Bassick, I believe, who actually usually joins us here. But he's not
I wouldn't say I'm a fan. I'm a believer. I'm probably the biggest believer.
You are the biggest believer around. Where does that come from?
Well, it comes from watching Rick for over a decade now do more with his team than what it says it should be on paper, including last year. He's got a track record of doing that, whether he was with the Pacers or the Pistons, or doesn't matter. The guy just gets you success. I'm a big believer in where this team is heading long term. This year has been really disappointing so far because they don't have the wins, but they're coming close to 500, and they're not going to hit the projections that I had, but I still believe in this team long term, and maybe that's going to be 2 or 3 years down the road. But I felt like this year they could play with anybody but the LA teams, and I'm still holding out hope that by the end of the year they'll be able to go toe for toe with Denver and Utah in a 7-game series if it comes down to it.
Did you have something you want to ask Billy?
Yeah, hey Gavin, I do have a question for you here, man, and I just want you to keep it all the way real with us out here. Yes, sir. As far as Kristaps Porzingis being here, I mean, you got a lot of people. I'd say about half of Mavs Nation loves him. The other half thinks he's no good. Do you feel like the Mavericks are doing everything within their power to utilize him correctly when he's on the floor? Because it seems like to me, it's run the offense through Luka, and KP gets like the scraps. On occasion, he'll have a big game, but do you feel like the Mavericks make a concerted effort to get him the ball in positions where he can do what he needs to do?
This is a trap question, Gavin.
I'm not opposed to more. I don't know about a lot. It sort of goes back to what I just said about Carmelo Anthony. Like, in the right role, Carmelo can be a really helpful player. In the right place, Porzingis can. I would rather have Tim Hardaway Jr. and Jalen Brunson trying to create stuff. I still believe Josh Richardson can do a lot more than what he's shown in the regular season. So, so keeping it 100 with Porzingis, I think he plays like a guy who learned how to play basketball shooting by himself in a driveway.
You know, I don't feel like he's an athlete playing basketball. You know, he can shoot,
Okay.
he can catch and finish,
Right.
and you know, because he practiced so much, he can kind of dribble at times, but it's always awkward. So you know,
Yeah.
and to add to that, moving around from the 3-point line to the rim creates a lot of torque, and changing direction is hard on your joints. It's going to get him hurt anyway. So I don't think he's good at it. I think he's a finisher. I think he's great at shooting threes. I don't mind the pick and roll stuff where he's catching an alley-oop, or if he's hanging on the weak side and looking for an opportunity to cut and catch the alley-oop, stuff like that. Sometimes the lane parts and he goes right down there and dunks it, and I love that. But I don't want him having to work for stuff. You know, I don't trust him. I don't think he's comfortable with players on him. You know, it's just like the footwork is uncomfortable. The dribbling is unrefined. I think he's a really good scorer, and I just want to see him do more of that. Ultimately, though, Porzingis isn't good enough to be one of the guys that can take creative pressure off of Luka. He's just like all of Luka's other sorry teammates, except he's better at shooting. And I no disrespect to Brunson and some of the other guys. I really do like some of the teammates. That was just a statement that none of them are all-stars, and none of them are capable of being a real Robin, including Porzingis.
Well, Gavin, we're in a position where we're stuck with Porzingis. There's not much we could do to get out from under. What was you getting ready to say, Billy?
No, I was going to say that's good to hear, or it's different to hear, because everyone I talk to says KP, he needs to just settle into a role of being a Robin to Luka's Batman and everything. So to hear from the general that he doesn't feel like that's really something that he's going to be good at, that doesn't put the Mavericks in a good position because of the contract we're locked into. And, seems like he's going to be a Maverick for a while unless we can off him. So,
I think he can help you win. Chris Bosh and Kevin Love were those kinds of guys, I think.
Right.
You know, in Miami and Cleveland around LeBron. Mm-hmm. So just make him your third best player, and I think he could be awesome in that role. But but right now the role that he's in, they can still be a historically good offense. You know, I think asking him to do more, you got to be careful, right? It's good to get the ball in other people's hands.
Right.
But the numbers are going to show you if Luka's the guy shooting or dictating where the possession is going to go, you're going to be a lot more efficient. So You want guys like Porzingis, being more involved if he has a favorable matchup or if the ball comes to him and there's space to operate. But if you want to go away from Luka, I think we just need to upgrade the player. Upgrade the player around him, and hopefully multiples of those if we're going to be talking about winning a championship.
Yeah,
my thing is I keep pitching is I want to find a way to take Luka off the ball more. I want to. You've seen some of that with Golden State, what they're doing with Steph Curry, taking him off the ball, letting him move around and get shots. Now Luka's getting this back to the basket post game deal, and I'm wondering if we can find Brunson on the court to get Luka in spots to get him the ball to get more of those back to the basket points.
Yeah, I like it. I like more Brunson. But I think Luka's got to develop those kind of skills where I think Steph Curry has them. More of I'm gonna run around Reggie Miller style and come off this pick and hit the shot. That's where Luka's game really has to grow. And he's young and he always gets credit for being ahead of the curve, but there's a lot of things in his game that have not caught up. And I think that's one of them. Knowing how to involve his teammates, knowing how to lead that way, and sometimes getting somebody the ball just because they need it to feel involved, and then how to play off the ball is going to be a big one for him.
So do you still have the Mavericks making the playoffs right now? Because right now I'm looking at the standings. They're ranked in the 11th. They're ranked 11 right now.
I mean, don't you guys?
Billy, that's a question for you.
Well, I still have them going to the playoffs, General. I think they'll get there. I'm calling them to be either a 7 or 8 seed. I think they're going to catch fire at some point, man. It's just going to be about what they're going to do at the trade deadline. is this team going to ever come together? Are they ever going to start playing defense, or at least trying? They've lost a lot of close games. This one tonight, the games against the Suns, both times they were close. They've just got to find a way to close out games, play better defense, and I think they can hang around, and I think they could get there to a 7 or 8 seed because the West is so competitive. Teams are going to lose and win every other night, and they're going to be up and down those standings. If they could just find a way to sustain and win a few games, I think they'll have an opportunity.
I have them making a play-in game, and whoever they play in the play-in game, we'll answer that question in.
Yeah, it's tough. And I don't want to get too hyped up about their recent success. What if they won? Is it 5 of 7 after tonight's loss? So
yeah, 5 of 7. Yep.
But yeah, I think the mission to improve their defense failed. They're like, let's get better at defense. Let's change these guys out. Get these guys. No, you're still terrible at defense, and it sucks. It really stinks watching teams get to the 120s consistently on you. But I think now that as long as they stay healthy and they can, avoid another COVID outbreak, I think they're in good shape to be somewhere between 8. And I'll put their, I can't even put it out of the realm that they'll be 5th still. I think that should be their goal. Still plenty of season left, and they got to get around to playing some good teams though. What are we now? We're about 4 or 5 games away from their next real test and difficult stretch in the schedule, but there's still plenty of room to push. I think, a week ago they were 14th and now they're 9th. So they're heading in the right direction.
Well, your TrailBlazers are hogging the 5th spot right now. But I don't know if you know this here. My co-host here is very critical of the front office and is kind of trending of getting rid of people in the front office like Donnie. He's not happy with the way things are going. What do you say to somebody who goes that deep in the things like that?
Well, I mean, what'd you want him to do?
Yeah, what do you want him to do, Billy?
Well, okay, so this is my idea right here. I feel like the Mavericks just over the course of time, since Donnie's been here, they won the championship in 2011. That's all great. But I just wonder if the Mavericks will ever be like really, really like gung-ho about going out there and making winning moves personnel-wise, like having a new mentality. It seems like they're okay with it's Luka, it's KP, and we'll just find guys that are average at best at role players and say, hey, we're going to run those out and we'll find a way to win. I want to know, is Donnie Nelson, is that front office ever going to come together and say, hey, Bradley Beal, and I'm using him because he's a hot name, but Bradley Beal or whoever you think is going to help this basketball team. Hey, we need you. We feel like this guy is going to help us. We're going to put the resources down. We're going to do whatever it takes to build and improve this team right now. I'm concerned.
He's not
about
a good fit here, Billy.
Well, of course, we all know that, but it's just to me, I just question whether or not the Mavericks front office is willing to go out and make that gutsy move that says, hey, Mavs Nation, we're trying to win something. We're not just okay with being a 7th or 8th seed and running Luka through the mud. I just want to know if they're ever going to do something like that.
Yeah, I think they want to. I think the way they put the championship team together, even though it was 10 years ago, demonstrated that, getting Peja Stojakovic and Tyson Chandler there. It was a really nice roster. Sean Marion was good. He'd been there for a while. But, that team was really good. And then they were in sort of this weird space where they tried to get Darren Williams and Chris Paul, and they tried to get Dwight Howard. They ended up after 4 years with Chandler Parsons, and it was just such a disappointment. And that front office at the time, I was furious with. I'm a big Mavs believer, and I do consider myself a Mavs fan. But during that period of time, I was highly critical of them, very critical of the front office. And, a lot of Mavs fans decided they didn't want to listen to my show anymore. It was that bad, because I was furious. They were letting the presence of Dirk Nowitzki and the twilight of his career get in the way of rebuilding. They needed to get serious about rebuilding. They didn't want to tank. And then, they talked crap about anybody that did say they should tank. And then they did. They did end up tanking. Then Mark Cuban admitted to it publicly and got him fined. You know, the organization got fined for publicly talking about tanking after chastising members of the media for years that said they should tank. So we can go back into the files, and I was furious with
Got me blocked
that.
by Cuban.
Yeah, you know, I think I don't know if I'm blocked by Cuban, but Jeff's blocked by Cuban. You know, and I think, you know, starting with the Dennis Smith Jr. draft, they tanked a little bit. Then the next thing you know, they get Luka. They quickly made a decision, and they'd been obsessing over Porzingis for like 2 years apparently, so they were aggressive there. But I guess what I'm saying is, you know, if you look at how that New York trade came together, and I don't think Porzingis was the right player to get, but you had to do it for what they took for him. You still won the trade, but it's a matter of the thing being available, you know. In free agency, you have to have a player that wants to come, and in trades, you have to be able to provide value that the other team wants. And because they didn't tank for a half decade when they should have, and then when they tanked suddenly, they got Luka, which propelled them into the playoffs, which then prevented them from tanking on the back end. That's the LeBron effect, where a bad franchise needs like 3 or 4 lottery picks in a row, but instead they get a transcendent player and shoot right into the playoffs. Right, you know, Jordan developed with Scottie Pippen. You know, Magic Johnson came onto a team that had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and lots of other good players already. So, you know, it's kind of the luck of who you get drafted into with, and if it's good enough to contend, now you're going to draw players in. But if you're so good that you take a group of bums to the playoffs, now you're too good to let rebuilding come full circle, and it puts a lot of pressure on the organization. So now we're like 2 years into having Luka and just really a year into having Porzingis. We'll see. I want to see them trade Porzingis for a real talent, you know. So wait for the real superstar who can create and be a badass alongside Luka and maybe even be close to his peer. Wait for that guy to demand out of a situation of a team that wouldn't mind Porzingis, that would look at Porzingis and say, well, it's not fair value, but we could sell our fan base around Westbrook and Porzingis. You know, I'm talking Bradley Beal, something like that. And if the Mavs turn down a deal like that because they like the whatever of Porzingis, then I'll be pissed at them. But I think they like winning enough.
So, so before we let you go, you guys were number 5 in the market of radio in the Barrett's standing, or like called rankings.
In the major market radio host afternoon show rankings.
Yes. So how does that feel? How does that feel to be top 5 like that, man? I said that you guys are now with you, Broadus and Jeff. It's now about it's an evolution, and when I say that, it's about past, present, and future with you 3 now.
Yeah, you know, I really like the group that we have. It's an honor to be mentioned. We've gone through a lot of transition, so to still be getting respect from program directors around the country and for them to put us where they did, that's great. You know, for me, it's not good enough. I was disappointed, really. If I sit back and look at it and the big picture, I appreciate 5. That's cool. Successful radio career, cool. But I feel like we've been there for a little bit, you know. I feel like we've been getting top 5s and top 10s for a while, and I'm looking at the people that are in the 2 and the 1 slots in there, and I see some new faces. That means somebody new came into the game, and they propelled past our show. So, you know, we're just working on being number 1, man. That's what it comes down to. Definitely appreciate, and Jason Barrett's a fine man, and his his website and what he does is a blessing for the radio industry, because somebody's actually out there covering it and giving people a chance to make moves and get recognized. And he's, you know, not only sharing the word of everybody's career and everybody's journey, but giving us a chance to learn about what other people are doing as well, which only helps, build the thing and build the network and build the family of what we're all trying to do here.
So one last question before I let you go. It's snow inside. What is a Gavin Dawson snow in meal right now? Are you even messing with the green egg, or what do we got going on?
You know, I did not do the green egg. We had tacos.
Okay.
So those were good. I don't know. I don't have any meat. And when I was at the store yesterday, I was looking for wings and ribs, and I got there later in the day, so it was already cleared out.
Yeah,
I should have ran over to the meat market or something. How about you guys?
Well, we got chili going on back here in the back. A pot of a stewed chili, I think. But yeah, I went to the store earlier, and all of the beef is gone. There was no beef, not 1 ounce of beef.
Yeah.
No oxtails or nothing. All of it was gone.
No cow tongue even?
Nope. And all of it was gone. Everything wiped out, clean.
Yeah, you would have had to go get to it early, man. Had to get to it early. I looked at Walmart right up the street from me. Yeah, and it's wiped out, man. It's nothing.
Yeah, so I think I got some cookies in there and some powdered donuts. I'll probably get after if I need a late night snack.
There you go.
Well, thank you for joining us, man. We appreciate this, and of course, anytime you're welcome to come back.
Anytime, man. I love watching Mavs and talking Mavs. So you guys have a great night, and look forward to the next time we can do it.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Take care, man. Thanks a lot.
All right, take care, Billy. Good to see you. See you, Walt. All right, see you.
Our guy.
There we go. The General Gavin Dawson here laying down some stuff for us. Billy, we got to get to these numbers here real quick. Of what happened out there tonight. Let's get back into that real quick. Mavericks, Maxey, 8 points. Well, he had a struggle tonight. You know, he had to guard Melo. He had to guard the legend of Carmelo Anthony.
Well, that's back-to-back nights. He got it. It was given to him by Zion Williamson. And these are tough matchups. I get it. So it's been a rough couple of days for Maxey.
Yeah. They've been kind of picking on Maxey past couple of days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go back to you got Dodo, 14 tonight.
He had 14 the other night too.
Yeah, 14 the other night.
Yeah.
Okay, we already talked about KP. Kick doors, only gave you 6 tonight.
I expected much more from him. He had a lot of open looks tonight, man. And that's going to be the thing. With kick doors, Richardson, man, I just feel like Walt, he has the ability. I mean, Gavin alluded to it earlier when he mentioned Richardson. He felt like there's more that he can do. And that's why I told you earlier, man, I feel like just by way of the structure of this team offensively and what we do, the certain guys are limited. And it goes back to what you said, and I understand it so much clearer now just watching this team. You know, guys don't always want to come here and be a part of a system where they're restricted to doing what we feel like is best for this team. Josh Richardson feels like he's more than just a defensive guy. We've seen he can put the ball on the floor. He can get in the lane. He can create a little bit. KP feels like he can do more than just stand outside and shoot. Luka does everything. And it's like THJ feels like he can do more. It's just you got to let guys run free.
Tim Hardaway gave you 12 tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a great night for THJ, man. But, I mean, it wasn't – I won't single him out because the whole team as a whole, they were 14 of 40. And Walt, you've mentioned this a gazillion and one times, man, and we'll say it one more time here for the people. They've got to find a way to understand that when the three ball is not falling, there are other ways to score basketball. They kept jacking them up. 14 of 40. Now, the Blazers weren't much better. They were 18 of 40. But...
Wait a minute. Hold on. What is that number? 14 of 40. What? 3 points?
Yeah. They kept jacking them up.
Jesus Christ. Well, I get Well, Portland was 18 of 40. So, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But, I mean, 40% three-point shooting as opposed to whatever 14 or 41 is, that's like in the 30s. So
okay, but at the end of the game, you at least saw them driving to the basket.
Right. It's about making game. And Walt, that's what's scary about it, too. The team went 14 of 40 or 14 of 41 shooting a three, and they lost by 3 points. They were right there with a chance to win the game. Oh, man, yeah. The analytics, yeah. Those analytics will do you bad, man.
Hey, Mitch, we'll be texting them like, bro, they keep turning down 2-pointers to take 3-pointers. And then they 3-pointers turn to 2-pointers on the other end of the court.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know who, and Walt, we're going to have to go ahead and call attention to your guy tonight. Mr. Your defensive champion, Mr. Cauley Stein, he got bullied tonight by Enes Kanter, and I am embarrassed for him. Enes Kanter is not a good basketball player. I'm sorry. He's
what?
not.
I want
He's
to be on the
not.
Mavs. I want to be on the Mavs.
Well, you know what? He's a fake tough guy. I don't do fake. And he's not going to get those opportunities either. That's the thing. You got to be a shooter to play on this team. He's not a shooter. They're not going to dump the ball down to him and let him get buckets, man. But take that back. He's an all right offensive player down there on the block. But man, what he was doing tonight, man, he just looked on. I don't think he missed tonight, man. He was just right there. Everything was a layup right there at the rim. Putting post moves, good footwork, drop steps and everything. Anything you wanted from a post player, he gave it to you tonight against Cauley Stein. He dominated the smaller guys when they got matched up on him. It was embarrassing to watch.
Well, let's go over here to the Portland side of the ball. Robert Covington had 15, and he was shooting in a nice rhythm tonight.
Yeah,
to me, he was shooting in a very nice rhythm.
Yeah, but you know what? Keyword rhythm. They had him in the rhythm. He got shots. They knew what was happening. Dame was getting in the lane, penetrating, kicking out off of his work or Melo's work. And these guys, when they got the ball, there's something to be said about catching that ball, being ready to shoot it, and getting it up. Even if you miss it, it's okay to miss shots within the flow of an offense, man. But tonight, they weren't missing. They got hot for a little while, and they were just knocking down three after three after three. They cooled off a little bit in the end, but, yet and still, it was a little bit too little, a little too late for the Mavericks tonight. 3-point loss.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. We might be about to have I think the post game interviews are up.
Uh-oh.
Yes, they are.
Who are we gonna get a chance to hear from?
We're gonna hear from Luka real quick. I'm downloading it now, okay. But we'll hear from Luka real quick. We got to hear about him after that. And you know what? While we're at it, since you were questioning his decision making, why don't we download Rick also and hear what he has to say?
Yeah. I think the people deserve that.
Why don't we just do that?
I want to know who in the media is going to ask that question, man. I wish I had the opportunity. I'd ask. I don't care if he cussed me out or gave me that cold stare that he does. Rick, when are we going to run plays for Porzingis? When are we going to do things to get him involved? I understand what the general said. It made sense. But, I mean, you're talking about him being a third best player. Well, who are you going to put into that second role right now? Or is that person even on the team?
I mean, right now, it seems like the third guy is Tim Hardaway.
Yeah, but is he ready to be a number two?
I mean, so here's what's going to have to happen, okay? We're going to have another year of Porzingis, whether we like it or not. And then next season is going to be the season where you keep your draft pick and you're going to have to try to trade Porzingis after that. We're going to have one more season of Porzingis just because we don't have this year's draft pick. So you're stuck with Porzingis for one more season. Now after that, that's when we evaluate and see what we got.
Well, the great Alex Bowden has joined us over here, man, and
oh god,
yeah. Now he says the Mavs will be a 5th seed. He sees us going on a winning streak after this. And he also brings up an interesting point. He thinks that Jalen Brunson should start. I don't know who he's going to start over. I mean, it'd be nice to get Luka off the ball, but who would you start? Going to drop Richardson out of the lineup? You're not going to drop Finney Smith out of the lineup.
Actually, you would drop Finney because you would put Luka at the 3, and you would put Josh Richardson at the 2. You put Brunson at the 1. Yeah, that's actually what would happen.
But then who's going to be your backup point guard off the bench?
Trey Burke.
Is that the role you want him in? I mean, I get it.
All right, hold on. We got Luka right here next. Hold on. Let's hear from Luka real quick.
All right, Luka, we will get started with Tim McMahon.
Hey, Luka, you've been shooting the 3 so well lately. How confident were you when that last one left your hand? And, obviously disappointed it didn't go in. How would you describe the feeling when it didn't go down?
It doesn't matter if I'm confident or not. The shot went out. Obviously, I was disappointed. I thought it was in, and it went in and out. So I was disappointed, and that's on me. And I should have made that shot.
Callie?
Hey, Luka, when you're in a stretch like you were at the end of the second quarter there, where I think you made like 3 threes in a minute, what's clicking so well from your game, especially from deep these past few games?
Just getting into my shot, using the legs, just let it go and just trusting your shot.
Okay. We'll go to Spanish with Ferdinand.
Didn't matter if he felt confident or not.
I like that answer. You can tell he's fired up. He's pretty pissed off.
Yeah, he's pissed off about that. He's pissed off about that last shot. You can tell when the game was over, he's pissed off about it.
Yeah. But you know what, man? One thing that I'll say about Luka Doncic, and I think it's an amazing trait to have, especially as a young player, man. And you got to hate to lose more than you love to win, if that makes sense to the people out there. You got to hate to lose more than you love to win. And you can tell Luka Doncic is disgusted when the Mavericks lose. Especially feels like there was an opportunity for him to take them over the top, or in this case, tie the game or whatever. He takes that type of stuff personally. And I'll take a guy like that on my team any day of the week. Any day of the week.
Now let's go over to the guy who you had a problem with tonight with his coaching, Rick Carlisle.
Yeah, bring.
All right, Rick, I'll let you start, then we'll go to questions.
The stats will show that we had 2 very good, productive quarters, and 2 very poor and unproductive quarters. And so that's our battle right now, is to get more consistent, be more consistent. The first was not a good start. The second quarter was terrific. Third quarter, giving up 45 and scoring 30, was very poor. And then the fourth, we did some very good things to be right there. The shot Luka had at the buzzer, it wasn't at the buzzer actually, but the 3-point shot that he had at the end was a good look. If he had that shot 9 more times, I think he'd make it 9 times in a row. I mean, it was in and out. And so, and that's the guy we want to take it. So I thought that was a great look. So we're disappointed. Obviously want to play a better brand of basketball from start to finish.
Tim McMahon?
Rick, Dame obviously hit a big shot there. What did you think of the defense on that play, the look that he got, and just how difficult is Dame to guard in those clutch situations?
Well, overall in the game, I thought we did a solid job on him. He only had, I think, 11 points in the first half. You knew he was going to get more aggressive in the second half. You knew he was going to get some foul calls. On that particular play, we were calling for a double team, and our guys didn't hear it. we were, our intention was to run and get the ball out of his hands. We had gone through that in our prep, but part of it's the mask, and part of it's the noise in the arena, whatever. The communication didn't get there, and he hit a difficult shot, but it's a shot that he makes regularly. And so, you know, it's a tough shot. And look, bottom line is, you know, we got to be a hell of a lot better in the first and third quarters and not put ourselves in a position to have to pitch a shutout in the last, you know, 3.5, 4 minutes of a game.
Callie?
Hey, Rick, those last couple of games, Luka's been on another level, even for himself. What do you see clicking for his game and, you know, really getting him on this stretch right now?
He's got a great rhythm. You know, he's shooting the ball tremendously well. Of course, you know, I'm concerned that the load he's carrying is a difficult load to carry on a game-to-game basis. So, you know, I've got to try to get some more balance in our attack. You know, it's just a lot to ask of Luka to, you know, put together 40-point stat stuff for nights, you know, on a night in, night out basis. I feel like, you know, we got to do some things to get other guys, you know, helping with carrying that load.
Eddie?
Look, even though you guys, I think we're 0 for 8 or 0 for 10 or something like that from 3 points to start the game, do you feel like it's important to get Kristaps off early in games? It just seems like when that happens, it makes the whole night flow a little easier.
Sure. I think we would love to get every one of our guys off at the start of games. It's just that's something that every guy on our team would love. And, you know, most nights we run a play that directly involves him. This one did. He was the first option. It wasn't there, so we went to the second option, and I believe we scored a layup. I think Kleber scored a layup on it. But, you know, we're well aware that, you know, getting him into the game early is a good thing and an important thing. And look, teams that are sticky defensive teams and that switch and do other things like that make it more difficult for him to get quality shots. New Orleans played, you know, basically a base coverage on him to start the game, and they were not switching, and so he was turned loose for all kinds of shots early, and he got going. So a lot of teams are going to great lengths to limit his good shots early in games, and you know we've got to work to counter that.
Mac Engel will be the last one.
Hey, Rick, you talked about in the offseason needed to be better defensively. Now that you're however many games into this season, where do you feel like this team needs to be better defensively moving forward?
I think we need to be where we were in the second and fourth quarters. It's pretty clear. You know, there's a greater sense of urgency. You know, we're sitting down in a stance. You know, unfortunately, too many times this year it comes after we've been knocked back on our heels, and so that's why, you know, having a hit first mentality is a very, very important thing. There's no excuses. You know, there's no excuses. I still believe that this is, you know, our best chance to have a great upside as a team is to make strides defensively, and we're going to keep working on it. You know, the schedule this year has made it challenging for practice time. You know, we'll have some practice time, some quality practice time Tuesday, which we haven't had in a while, and this will be at the top of the list of things that we need to work on.
All right, thank you, Rick.
There you have it, Billy. That's the head coach of the Dallas Mavericks, Mr. Rick Carlisle.
Yeah. You know what, man? I actually enjoyed that press conference, man. I actually got some questions answered. First thing is, wait.
He said, "For the love of Garrett."
That's funny. That's funny. But you know what? Hey, Walt, it's exactly what I said earlier, man. I figured that's what they were going to do. Everybody in the arena knew Dame was going to be the one that was going to be primed to take that shot. You have to force the issue. If somebody else beats you, you can live with Trent Jr. He hit a big shot. We lost. He hit a huge shot. Force him to do it. Dame is a proven shot taker and shot maker. Get the ball out of his hands. I don't buy the thing where guys didn't hear us, especially when you backdoor and say, well, this is what we discussed in the break. Then your guys should know, okay, he's coming up the floor. There's not a specific time we want to come do it. Let's get it out of his hands now. So I don't know if I buy that part of it, but the idea seems right to me. And then I do want to point out what he said about KP. He said that they make a concerted effort. They normally try to run him a couple of plays at the beginning of the game to get him going or whatever. And he's talking about the other guys. We don't care about the other guys. We don't care about the other guys. Those other guys eat off of when Luka does what he does. KP and Luka is more beneficial to the overall team as opposed to us getting Josh Richardson a couple of shots to start a game. That stuff doesn't matter. That's your guy that you're paying to be next in line. He's a shot taker, shot maker for you, or he's supposed to be. He has got to get off. You've got to find a way. I don't care if it's alley-oops. I don't care if it's backdoor cuts. Find a way to get Porzingis the ball and get him to score early and often.
Remember, they didn't have CJ or Nurkic. We had a full roster. It's actually kind of a good point.
That's a very good point. Very valid. Very valid.
We were going through the stats here before those interviews came through. We stopped at I think we stopped at Robert Covington. Enes Kanter gave you 14. A guy who you're not a fan of his tonight, right?
Jag.
You're not feeling him.
Jag.
You're not feeling him, right?
No, just a Jag.
Okay. Damian Lillard 34. Gary Trent Jr. Here's one that's for sure. He gave you 17 points tonight. That's one of the ones right there.
Yep.
That's one of the ones right there. 17 points. And one of my favorites also gave you 12 points tonight, and that would be Anthony Simmons.
Yep.
That's the guy, the little kid from Florida. And once again, like you say, you're upset that that's one of their young guys that they let cook.
I feel like Tyrell Terry could be the same type of guy for us. We will never know.
I mean, Harry Giles gave you 5, and Nasir Little gave you 3.
Yep. But you know what? I want to point out something, man. In the second half, a late third quarter, when Portland kind of took off on us and everything late in the third quarter, it wasn't so much as scoring. What it was, did you notice their defensive intensity ratcheted up like a couple of
I was going to
levels?
say their defense. They started playing defense a little more.
They start getting up into the bodies of the guys.
You know what started for him when that happened? After he got that tech.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
His game. After he got that tech and he came out, he's like, all right, okay, cool.
Yeah. They started getting up in Luka's body. There was do you remember, it had to be in the third quarter, Trent Jr. had 2 straight possessions where he had a steal and went down for a dunk. And I was like, man, okay, these guys are now overplaying the lanes. They're jumping in front of passes, active hands. And then I know you remember when Jalen Brunson went in for the layup. He did get fouled, but old Derek Johnson or whatever his name was blocked the ball into oblivion. Yeah, that's what you call an attitude play, Walt. That's when the game changed. Defensive intensity kicked up, and the Mavericks were not ready for it. They were not ready, and again.
So we got through that stretch. So now here, let's look at the schedule before we get out of here. We got the Pistons, the Rockets, the Grizzlies, and then this is where Gavin was talking about that stretch where they got to play some real teams. Because after that, that's when you go to the Celtics, the 76ers, and the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah.
That's where it gets.
They got to get these next 3.
What is Memphis ranked? Memphis is right in front of the Mavericks.
Yeah.
At number 10, so that might be a seeding game right there.
Yeah. We got to get these next 3. And I think we can. I think we can take care of the Pistons. I think we can take care of the Grizzlies.
Well, hold on now. You said it was going to be a dub tonight.
Well, I mean, there's a big difference between the TrailBlazers and what they have, and the Pistons and what they have. I know you're all excited about DSJ and stuff, but let's just you know, I think
we got a 6-2 run. Moten says we got a 6-2 run about to start.
Hey, that'd be great, man. At 6-2, where are those 2 losses coming from?
Okay. Celtics.
That gonna be Brooklyn?
Celtics and the 76ers.
Those gonna be 2 losses, and you got them beating Kyrie and the Nets?
Wait, Brooklyn. I forgot about Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's a tough game, man. I'm not going to even get that far down the line. I need them to win the next 3. If they can win the next 3, that'll put them in position. I think they'll be able to sneak one of those 3 tough games.
He says Boston and the 76ers. That's where the 2 losses. I guess he got the Mavericks beating Brooklyn.
Hey, Kyrie's on that team. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. That team can implode at any moment. Okay, so that you know.
Yeah,
so,
our defense.
Hey,
our defense. And our defense isn't that good right now.
Yeah, no, they're not. You know what? Hey, I did want to bring up something here real quick. Well, I just want to get your opinion on it. So, you know, Alex brought up a trade. Okay, we're talking about trades, and we were asking the general about it. Alex says a trade that would involve James Johnson and THJ. And he said he wouldn't be surprised if it was for Blake Griffin, who I don't know what Blake Griffin does to upgrade your team. Or Aaron Gordon and Evan Fournier, however you say his last name.
I think James Johnson is making too much money.
Well, but he's only on a 1-year deal, though, right?
No, I think he might be under 2 or 3. Let me see.
I thought he was on a 1-year deal.
Let me see.
But you know who knows? But
we can find out.
Is there any interest, while you're looking that up, is there any interest in Blake Griffin being a Maverick? I know they were talking about it during the offseason. I mean, what does he bring to the team that's going to help them substantially? Does he become the second best player on the team to where KP can slide into that 3rd role?
I don't want Fournier because if I'm going to give him up, I want height.
Okay.
Okay. He is on it looks like a 3. He's on a 3-year deal with the Mavericks.
Okay.
Well, I'm sorry, 2 with I'm guessing that last year's an option.
Okay, gotcha.
And it might be even that the 3rd year was carried over from
the previous deal.
Yeah. Did the Mavericks trade for him? Did the Mavericks trade for him?
I thought they signed him outright. I thought they did, but I could be wrong about that. It was real random. I didn't even really think much of it when they got him. I just remember they were saying, okay, now we got somebody to protect Luka. That was the whole story behind it. I didn't read into the contract or find out when he was going to, you know, I didn't really think much of it like that.
Okay, so it might be a 2-year with a option here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2020. He's got an option his next year. He got a player option. Okay, so right now, yes, he's making too much money for anybody to want to take him. See if Brooklyn, I'm sorry, not Brooklyn. He says they traded for him. Okay, so here's the thing. If oh no, that's not the Mavericks, that's Minnesota. Okay, yeah, they did trade for him because he was in Minnesota last year. That's what it was. Okay. So Mavericks got him for 1 year, which is 2020 through 2021, and then he's a restricted free agent. So basically, yeah, okay. I thought that was the Mavericks logo, but that's the Timberwolves logo. Okay, so he's making $15 million. So in order for them to take back off Blake Griffin, they're not going to do that because that's like picking up that's the opposite of what they'd be trying to do. They'd be trying to dump. They would be trying to dump them for less money. Money. Now the Tim Hardaway deal work. Yeah. Now the Tim Hardaway deal could work because he's on a 1 year deal to where he's on the option deal where his contract is expiring. But they're not looking to take back expiring contracts. They're looking to actually build off of it.
Well,
So
I mean,
they would.
Well, even if you were able to get Blake Griffin, we can work out contracts and numbers later. Is Blake Griffin a significant upgrade at any position on this basketball team? It's going to help this team win right now. A lot of people think he's walked.
He hasn't had a dunk. He hasn't had a dunk all season. So
so we all said this when his athleticism went, he will be gone. Okay,
read that. Just read that.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Alex, you know what, Alex? You know you're my guy. You know you're my guy, but you should be ashamed of what you just had the audacity to type and press and finish that typing with the enter button. You should be ashamed of that. You should be ashamed of that. That is terrible.
I had to post that.
That is unacceptable.
No. If I'm trying to trade for anybody, I'm trying to get somebody that's young and then somebody. I'm looking for somebody that's on an expiring deal that I could sign a long term that a team doesn't want. Like for example, like John Collins.
I know it. Your guy, my guy too.
Yeah,
John Collins. I like him.
And John Collins would be a perfect deal that I would trade. That I'd be trying to trade. I'd give it to Dojo Man, and I don't know about giving up to him though. I don't know.
Hey, man, listen, John Collins, I'm telling you, if he hits that free agent market, I don't care if he's restricted or not, other teams are going to throw the dough, man. And I know you said he's not a superstar guy, so we have a great chance of getting him, but, Walt, I don't want to risk it. Trade it all. Trade it all.
No. I'll give up Josh Richardson before I give up Tim Hardaway right now.
For John Collins?
Yeah.
Man, listen, if Atlanta calls me and say, hey, look, we want THJ and Josh Richardson for John Collins. Look, pack them both up. Pack them up.
No. I can't give you.
You got
to both of them,
man.
Can't give you both.
Listen.
Who's gonna play the two if you take them away?
Bring up Tyrell Terry. Bring him up. Bring him up.
No.
Bring Josh Green in. I don't care who you don't pass up on. What did I tell you the other day, Walt? It's about talent acquisition. You got to acquire talent, man. Hold
on. Let me look at something here. Here's the only way I would look at something like that. What's this, 2021?
Yep.
Okay, let me look up here. Free agency. What let's go to shooting guards who are about to become available. Shooting guards that will be free. If I were to let those two go, because I'm basically saying it's a wipe this year. I'm basically saying I'm done.
Yeah, but you're setting yourself up for success next year, though.
Okay, I'm just letting you know.
Yourself up for success.
I'm just letting you know if that's the case. I'm basically saying I'm done. I'm forfeiting this year because I'm giving away
you might be done already as it is as constructed. So
right now you're still in a good position as you guys keep telling me. You're in a good position right now. You're still good. Okay, so right now your two guards could be DeMar DeRozan, Jrue Holiday, Victor Oladipo, Fournier, Danny Green, JJ Redick, Tony Snell, Garrett Temple, Denzel Valentine, Patrick McCraw, Malik Monk, Wesley Matthews.
Malik Monk is not a bad name.
I think what's the name of bringing back?
Okay.
Yeah, they'll probably sign him back. Lou Will.
Lemon Pepper Lou.
Yeah, Lemon Pepper Lou. That's about it. That's about it.
Yeah, I would take a run on DeMar DeRozan. We always
hey. You know, Jeff Kavanaugh's been preaching this to me, okay? And after seeing this Mavericks team, I have to have a guy that can shoot threes. I got to have a guy that can shoot threes. This guy doesn't shoot threes. I need a guy who can shoot threes.
So we can't accept a guy who's really, really good in the mid-range game?
Nope. I need a guy who shoot. This team, as long as Rick Carlisle is coaching this team, you need shooters, okay? We need guys who can shoot the three. which
I
is
don't
why
know
I
what you're
can't.
gonna
Which is why I can't give
do,
up
man.
Tim.
You,
I'll give you Josh Richardson in the dojo, man. For John Collins, I'll do that all day. But when it comes to scoring, I need
okay.
Tim.
Well,
And if you want, I'll throw in Dwight Powell too.
I'll be okay with that. I'll be okay with that.
Yeah, I'll give you Dwight Powell too.
I like John Collins that much, man. I would pretty much anything outside of Luka and KP. There are certain guys I would be more willing to push towards that trade, but I would not be opposed to considering anybody else on the roster, even my guy Jalen Brunson. You know, I'm a big Brunson guy. But listen, man, we gotta see what we can do, man. We gotta see what we can do. We've got to add somebody. If we're going to trade, we've got to get somebody who can be really a legit number 2 to Luka, who can create for himself and can pick up the scoring slack when Luka can't. And KP has to be pushed to the, I hate to say it, the Chris Bosh role. And that's not to slight KP. It's not to slight Chris Bosh when he was with the Heat. But he was the third option. Damn good third option. And they won championships.
So we come over here to the small forward list coming up this offseason. Your small forwards who will be free agents possibly will be Kawhi Leonard, Otto Porter, Iggy, Kelly Oubre Jr. You know about him, 40-pointer.
Mr. 40.
Will Barton, Justice Winslow, Trevor Ariza, Derrick Jones Jr., who you saw tonight, and McBuckets. Dougie McBuckets will be a free agent this year.
Man, that's a weak-ass small forward class, man, outside of Kawhi.
You got Otto Porter would be good here.
Yeah, but I mean, is Otto Porter a max guy? Are you going to be able to get him here for the money you're going to want to spend on him?
I'd rather have him over Dodo.
Yeah, but I mean, think about the money you're going to have to spend.
No, he ain't getting no max. He ain't getting no max deal. I mean, we can probably talk about a 3-year deal, but he ain't. Yeah, no.
Otto Porter, and you think he's a clear upgrade over Finney Smith?
Yeah, he's the exact same player with Finney Smith, but can get to the basket and he actually can shoot. We go over here to the point guard situation. Coming up free agency, you've got Chris Paul, Mike Conley, Kyle Lowry, Dragic, Dennis Schroeder, Patty Mills, Spencer Dinwiddie, Dante Exum, Lonzo Ball, Derrick Rose, Ish Smith, Avery Bradley, Chris Dunn, Frank Ntilikina, and Dennis Smith Jr.
Give out of that group, I'm going to have to go ahead and do the Walt thing here. Go ahead and give me that Lonzo Ball, man. We're going to leave LeVar wherever he is, but we'll take that Lonzo guy. We'll take him, and we'll leave LeVar and Southern Cal, wherever the hell he is, and just do your thing over there. We're going to use your son, and we're going to win basketball games.
Yep, LeVar is coming to detail.
Oh God! Somebody set him up in Mesquite, man. Somebody set him up in Mesquite somewhere with the rest of those loudmouths. Set him up down there.
Oh man, so those are the people. But if I'm trading, I can't give up both Josh Richardson and Tim. Only one's got to go. And it'll be a tough decision. You might actually lead more towards trading Tim, or if you'd have to get a deal done. If you're not going to get a deal done, then I would trade Tim. But if you can get a deal done, I'd sign it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead.
I'm not opposed to keeping Tim because I think Tim would be really good there. We can see again. Why do you keep bringing these things up? Why do you keep? Listen, Steph, if you're still watching this show, get your guy right there. That is Mr. Alex. That is Mr. Alex Moden right there doing what Alex Moden did. I don't know if he's trolling us or what. I don't know why you guys believe in Donnie Nelson like that. I do not understand. I stopped believing after 2011.
He got you, Luka.
No, Luka fell to him. Luka.
No, he didn't.
I mean, granted, yeah, he made the trade.
He's been scouting Luka for a long time.
Yeah, well, that's fine. But I mean, what about all the other years, man? What about all the other years? I mean, we need a new direction. I'm telling you. Thank you for getting us Luka. We'll forever be indebted for you scouting Luka and doing all that great stuff. That's fine.
Got you Porzingis too.
Yeah, but you also have me coach that won't use Porzingis. So, how's that really helping us? How's that really helping us? Well, go get me a guy. Go get me a badass young kid who has lots of talent, and we can pair up with Luka and we can go run this thing. Then I will believe in Donnie Nelson. Go make the Bradley Beal deal happen, and then I'll believe in Donnie Nelson. Make that happen somehow. Because what I don't understand, how the hell is it that we can't go make deals for Bradley Beal type guys, but the Lakers, with everything they're paying and everything they got going on, watch them find a way to finesse. They'll find a way to get Bradley Beal on the team. They'll get Bradley Beal and Andre Drummond. They'll find
Donnie is the man, Billy. Everybody knows it's just as Cuban.
Man, listen, y'all got to stop, man. Y'all really got to stop. y'all got to stop, man. One of those shirts when they get here, I'm gonna go ahead and send one to the Mavs front office. I'm gonna send one to the front office, man. Just as they need to hang that on the wall and use that as motivation, okay? Because they constantly tell us how guys are not a good fit here, and we never get good players. That's a nice piece to have there too, Karl Anthony Towns. If you could get him, good luck though. Good luck.
Okay, Billy. So before we get out of here, real quick, let's see when we'll be back. When we'll be back doing the post game show again. Let's look at this.
It was Tuesday night. I want to say, or was it Wednesday?
Hold on, let's see. Yes, it'll be Wednesday. So the Mavericks do not play tomorrow night, which is shocking. So Wednesday and Friday, we'll be back. We'll be back Wednesday night.
Well, hopefully the Mavericks can figure some stuff out and get it going before then, man. Rick said they'll have a good day of practice, or they'll be able to practice very well on Tuesday. So, let's see. I think you guys are trolling me with this. You guys are trolling me with this, and I don't appreciate being trolled after a loss, man. It's already tough that the Mavericks lost in a tough game. This is getting ridiculous. Hey, before we get out of here, man, I did want to bring something up real quick, just completely unrelated to the Mavs. I hope that all of the ladies out there had a fantastic Valentine's Day. I've seen a lot of foolery happen on Facebook today. I've seen a lot of foolery. But to the ladies who have had a good Valentine's Day and, they've been able to enjoy themselves, I know it's not a great day for us, but, to the ladies out there, happy Valentine's Day to all the queens, all the Maverick queens, and all that good stuff, man. We salute
every day is Women's Day. Every day.
Yeah, but some are more commercialized, and they like to commercialize days more. So happy Valentine's Day to all the queens out there who may be watching. And fellas, make sure you take care of your lady tonight. Oh,
and shout out to the LGBT community, especially the L's. Definitely want to give those ladies a shout out. Hope they're having a really good Valentine's Day.
Absolutely.
The L's out there. Also, real quick, definitely want to tell everybody to go subscribe our YouTube channel and share it. Go to YouTube and type in bFb DFW, or actually type in bFb Mavs, and you'll see the show pop up. Click on it and subscribe to the deal. We put all the shows up there. This show will be up there. All the shows we do is up there. Even the shows we do for BFB are up there. So do that. Like and subscribe to the show. We do want to thank Gavin Dawson for joining us tonight. That was a nice surprise. We'll be back here Wednesday. Actually, we may be back here Tuesday night for an episode of BFB because the weather is going to be having us trapped here in the house, so we can't get to the studio.
Well, there you go.
Actually, I think Thursday night might be here too because Wednesday night the weather's supposed to get bad again, and it's just supposed to be bad until like next week.
So we're gonna be locked in all this time, basically.
Yeah, we're gonna be locked in the house this whole time.
Well, I got a fresh loaf of bread in there. I can make it through the week. We're good.
There you go. There you go. I've already got my groceries ordered or whatever. So yeah, so we'll be back here Thursday night. I'm sorry, we'll be back here Tuesday night probably, or we'll be in studio. But it looks like right now we'll be here on Tuesday night. So if we don't see you around, then we'll see you around.